All right, we are live now. So this is Indie Talk with Jesse and Jeryn. Just me this time, but featuring the problem
What's
Paul
going on?
Virk.
What's going on, Jeryn?
Hey, nothing much. Just I mean, got off a good show last weekend for MAW, so got to see you there, and yeah, I think it was just wrestling pretty much, keeping up
Yeah.
with US wrestling. So
No, that was a fun one. That was a blast.
yeah, yeah. What have you been up to?
Nothing lately. I just got a new job at the airport, so just doing that and then just keeping with wrestling.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess we could just go into it right away. Just start off with how you got into watching wrestling and your early career of starting out as a wrestler.
Uh, how I started watching wrestling. I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young, so that's how I don't remember exactly how old I was. But in India, they air pay-per-views for free. Like you don't have to buy them. You just turn on like I think since it airs on Sundays here, they air it Monday morning over there. Like that's the current time.
Oh,
And I remember like scrolling through like channels on TV and I think it was like I don't remember which WrestleMania it was, but it was Stone Cold versus The Rock. It was their second match. I think 17, WrestleMania 17. And
mhm.
I remember watching that and I was like, whoa, like what is this? Like and I was hooked. I didn't know it was called wrestling. I didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
At the time I didn't even know English. So I remember like coming back to the States, I would search it on like library, like fighting. And at the time UFC was getting hot. So
Mhm.
like a lot of like Google searches would be like, are you looking for UFC? Or I was like, no, it's like two guys are wrestling and there's a referee, like,
Mhm.
and then I remember like the lady at the library that I used to go to, because I didn't have like any computer or any phones back then. She helped me out. She was like, are you searching for John Cena? I was like, no, it's like I don't know who that is, but yeah. And then then she got me like, oh, it's called WWE or whatever. And yeah, that's how I figured it out. And then I just been obsessed ever since.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think a few times, I don't know. One time I was searching it up, I was like, these guys wrestling or something, and it just shows UFC or they're like John Cena. That's the pretty much the basic
Right,
term.
right.
And
Like the first thing, like, and at the time, like UFC was really picking up steam. Like, they were like, so like whatever you would search anything about fighting or something, UFC would be the first one to pop up. So like, you didn't know like, oh, okay, like there's this show called Raw or SmackDown.
hmm yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then it just shows up, or even through like cable, you find it. I'm like, oh, that must be it. Wait, no, that's
Yeah,
the UFC stuff again. So,
right, exactly.
yeah, it's always weird,
Like
especially
I
looking through DVDs and stuff
yeah,
at stores. So,
I remember like I didn't even know what channel like wrestling was on, like Raw or SmackDown. I would just be like, okay, it airs on Friday at this time on like some channel. I just have to find it. Like I didn't even know what the channel's names were. I was like, okay, it's on this channel. I'll find it, and it would take me like half an hour. So like if the show would start by 7, it would take me 7:30 to find it.
okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Sometimes it is weird to find it like that. You just have to, I guess
Yeah.
channel numbers and all that. That's always difficult. So.
And then like I always tell people, I'm like, I learned English by listening to Jim Ross. Like uh,
Oh, okay.
I because like I didn't grow up like speaking English. I had to learn it, and
hmm
I would like watch like wrestling, and then Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler would be on commentary, and I was like, wow, like they're saying this or that. Like that's how I picked it up.
Oh, okay. Was your first word slobber knocker?
No, it was like I think my first word was like knee or elbow. Like it was a body part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Because like they
Okay.
would do a move and like I think Jim Ross would be like, he dropped the knee on the face or something. And then I was like, oh, like that's a knee then. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. I've never heard of it like that, but I mean, whatever helps you learn the language and through wrestling, that's got to be super cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you trained at the Academy School of Professional Wrestling.
Yeah.
What was it like training there and just getting started over there?
Well, like I never thought I like would be a wrestler, I was like I remember one night on Facebook I was going through and then an ad popped up. I don't know how, but an ad popped up for I think it was like, is it called Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center? I always get confused. Is it Brooklyn Park, right?
I think it's Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like I was on Facebook and an ad popped up like Ken Anderson and Sean Devari like come train with the academy, and I was like,
Hmm.
huh, no, it's not for me. And then like every time I would be on Facebook, that ad would pop up. So then like I think in 2017 or 18, I like decided to like I was like, you know what, let's like let's do it. Let's see if like I could do it or not.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think I did pretty well.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. Uh, oh, we got Discover Pro Wrestling owner Eric Nordstrom says, "Are you at a club, Paul? Your lighting is better than DPW shows."
Say less. You want me to bring these lightings to the show? I'll bring them.
Mm-hmm. I'll be part of everyone's entrance now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And then we also got Stephanie Faye. She says, "Hi, Paul." So
What up,
yeah,
Stephanie? What's going on?
yeah, yeah. What else is going? Okay. So yeah, this what part of wrestling excites you the most?
Bro, to me, I think it's like the storytelling, like, like I love a good like weeks and months of build up and then you finally get the match. I love that. Like I love matches, like I love, all that, but like I love the storytelling. I love like okay, like for 2 months these guys hit each other or 9 months, as they say it on the internet, long-term booking or long-term whatever. I love me a good like story that has like some juice behind it, and then you finally pay it off. I think that's kind of what we're doing with me and X at MAW. We have yet to touch and stuff. So that's kind of like what I really like. I really like want to like do more of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the stuff with you and X is going pretty good. It's been pretty good storyline. The classic kicking someone out of the faction
Yeah.
and then become a new member.
Hmm.
So yeah, and he's been pretty on fire with just what he's doing, and
No,
he's
I love X. Like I feel like he's so like underlooked by people. I feel like he just needs the right match or the right time to break out. But like he's really I enjoy working with him.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, just a few years ago he wasn't doing a whole lot, and now he's in there. He's I would say kind of a main event star now.
Yeah,
He's challenging Paul Virk, and yeah,
I wouldn't say main event. I mean, like me, like I would say like our story is kind of
or
like
story, mid story,
it's
yeah.
like I don't like whenever people are like, oh, you're a main eventer. No,
Mhm.
I don't look at myself
Mhm.
like I'm just a wrestler, and then wherever they want to put me on. I don't like to be like, yeah, I'm the main event, whatever. So, but if you think it's main event, like, hey, it is main event then.
Mhm. And if not, I mean, pretty soon, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric says now, I have a question. Why did you kill Alex though? I'm paying out a lot in work comp, man. You know what that means?
To be honest, I think I did the whole locker room a favor. He ain't gonna be at the next show or the next show. So like I think I did everybody a favor, and nobody liked Alex. Everybody faked like him, like oh Alex or GM or whatever. I knew how everybody felt. You
Mhm.
got to know your own locker room, and Alex didn't. So I had to do what I had to do.
Mhm. Oh yeah, Alex, right? Okay, now I know what he's talking about now. Yeah, I was there front row. You came out, got the chair. You guys had a conversation, and then pretty much
Yeah,
attacked him now. So I guess you
yeah,
gotta you gotta do what you gotta do.
exactly. No, but like oh seriously, like I really I'm enjoying my time in DPW. They're good people over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I went to my first ever DPW a few months ago. It was
Mhm.
their second show, and I just love the production
Yeah.
and the wrestlers, obviously, and just the atmosphere of it all. So
Well,
yeah,
see you at the next one, the DPW 3, I believe. Yeah.
yeah,
But,
yeah. I think I'd probably go to that. So yeah. Uh oh, Dustin from Bullybrand says
what up?
hashtag thug life.
uh,
Mm,
funny. I like them.
mm-hmm. And then Eric said that's cold. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody likes the truth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What else? How would you describe the wrestling character of Paul Virk?
Oof. Well, it's very easy for me to describe it if I'm a bad guy because it's like he's a problem. He just, he likes to stick his nose where it doesn't belong, or he just likes to get in everybody's business. But like overall, like yeah, like a problem. Whether if I'm a good guy for the bad guys, if I'm a bad guy for the good guys, it's just a problem that like something like I learned from Coda is like the second like you come out or they say your name, the crowd should get an idea of what you really are. And when Coda comes out, you can with this whole like his whole character and everything, you can tell, oh, he's a politician. What a bad guy. So that was kind of the idea that I was going for. Like, okay, if when I come out and the announcer says the problem, Paul Virk, oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's the problem. They might not remember my name, but they're like, oh, the problem dude, like, and that's something like that was like when starting out, that was something in my mind that like, okay, if they don't remember my name, they will remember, oh, that problem guy. He was doing pretty bad things. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely got that from Coda. I believe saw
Yeah.
him at MAW 3 years ago at I think it was the Rice County Fair, and came out with that sign and
Yeah.
just,
Instant. You can tell like, oh, he's a bad guy.
I got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Love me some Coda. I miss him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's down in he's been doing a lot of OVW stuff now. I think that's really awesome, and it
Coda's a
is.
TV star now. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been doing really good with
Mm-hmm.
over down there and just around the world. So yeah. Okay. So with wrestling, definitely COVID-19 messed up a lot of stuff, and I believe last year, 2020, I went to the SDW MAW first ever collab show on the
Yeah.
January 24th. Or no, it was AJ LaRock and Kevy Chevy versus Ryan Slade and yourself. What were your thoughts about wrestling at that moment, and then compared to now?
Um. A lot has like happened. Obviously, I
Mm,
remember like because that I wrestled twice that night, I believe, and that was my second match, and I was really like getting confidence, I guess, like in myself. Like I feel like
mm,
every like wrestler that they always have like some type of confidence issues, or they don't believe in themselves. Like I think at January 2020, I was really believing in myself. Like okay, like I think I kind of have an idea of not like all of it. You're always learning out there, but like I kind of have an idea with like where I'm trying to go with this. But coming back after COVID, it was like okay, like I remember the first match I had, I was like, I don't even know what I do. Like I don't know, like what do I do? Like so it was very hard, but it's just the more practice you get in, the more matches you work.
mm,
That's how you overcome that. But it was hard. It was really difficult.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think at that point you were pretty much becoming a star at that point. You were teaming with Ryan Slade, and I think that was definitely a great tag team match from what I can remember. So I was like third row, and I was like, wow.
Yeah,
So
I think that was the night I wrestled TW3 from Wisconsin,
oh,
and
you did that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah, I
was like
remember that. Yeah. I got a good picture. I mean, unfortunately, it wasn't you doing the move, but I got a picture of him doing like some knee to you, and like got the flash from somebody else in the picture, but it wasn't Paul Virk beating him up. I did get some good pictures afterwards, but I just remember that the most. So
another thing like we were able to do with that story. I remember the first match we had, I think I walked out or I got counted out or whatever. And then after COVID, when we came back, and me and him were supposed to wrestle again, and we were like able to continue that story.
mm,
And like it was like a lot of fun. Like okay, like we know, like we have this story where I'm avoiding him, and and now we can continue that. That's something like I really like, like a year-long build or something, like back to my point. But no, I really like working with T Dub. He's a good person.
yeah, 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 definitely. Oh, we got Drake and Disorderly in the chat right here. Indulging Disorderly has probably the best photos in the Midwest.
Yeah,
It's
I love
awesome.
Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, if you need your promo pics done, go hit up Drake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely awesome work, and watch or I follow that on Facebook all the time.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um, All Out Pro Wrestling owner Pete King says, "Where is Jesse? He's unfortunately not able to make it for this show, but he should be for the next show with Ryan Cruz at 8:30." So yeah. Uh, on Instagram right here we got the summit in the chat, or at least they've joined on here. So we got the summit watching right here. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Uh, oh yeah, so yeah, we were just talking about it, but MAW from last weekend. Do you smell what the chef is cooking? You had a match with I hope I can get this right, but Goran Uriel Nikolov, an Australian wrestler,
I think
was
it
the
stands for GUN. That's how I remember it. I was like, I don't want to butcher it, so I'm gonna just call you GUN.
yeah. That's probably the best way to do it.
No, it was a really fun time, and learning experience for me working with him because he's been working longer than me. And no, it was I think we had a decent good match, and it was really fun working with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like a good match, and he definitely knew how to play the character of being a heel that night. And yeah, I think awesome wrestler. So
You
yeah.
can't have a good baby face without a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He definitely got the kids were not into him at all, so he did a
Yeah.
good job of not of yeah portraying that character. So yeah. And I actually got to see him the next night in Fargo, North
Mm.
Dakota for Below Zero Wrestling, and he played the complete opposite. He was a face that night. So
How was it? How was it?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean I from seeing him those two times, I
Mhm.
believe him being a heel was better, but I don't know, I think he did a pretty good job. And he uh oh man, who did he face now? It was like a one-on-one match. Gordon was there, so yeah, I think it was pretty good. So.
That's really funny because I remember like when we talked, he was like, "I mostly am a good guy in Australia." So like when he was a bad guy, he's like, "I don't know, like I don't work as often as bad because I'm a baby."
Oh, okay. I mean, from what it looked like, it seemed like he's been at that character, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to
that's
tell.
like that's obviously someone that knows how to play both roles, and that's something like I'm trying to get good at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was the at the Below Zero Wrestling, he was the AIWF Cruiserweight Champion, and he faced Gino Rivera.
Hmm.
So, and he unfortunately lost the title that night. Gino's now the champion, but yeah, that was pretty good. Gino's another great wrestler too. I've seen him twice, and he's pretty much a world traveler. He's done
Yeah.
some WWE dark matches, so
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. Um, okay. Um. Uh. Oh yeah. So going back to that again too. You came out later that night. You helped out Academy wrestler Nick Pride, who we
Yeah.
actually had on the show last Wednesday. What made you decide to help out Nick Pride besides like the beef of Cordoba and Ying Mua?
I mean, these guys in the movement, it's just funny how I started the whole thing, and now like they're taking over, which is like whatever. I'm trying to do my own thing, and they're just trying to steal my thing by beating up people. I was like, nobody
Mm,
in FAW beats up people other than me. So
mm,
part of the reason was that, and plus Nick was kind of new, so I was like, ain't nobody gonna stand up for him. So
mhm.
and
Yeah.
plus I got my own beefs with them. So
Mhm. Oh, yeah, that's true. You pretty much, if anybody doesn't know, Paul Virk, you were the second member of the movement. The first member was Craven Knight a few years ago. Then you took over, and it was you and X. Then you brought Cordoba and Ying Mua around, and
no, actually, the original movement, it was me and Riley Jackson. We started it.
oh,
And
okay.
I think we got Craven in there, and then right before the pandemic hit, we had X. The last show before COVID hit, we had X joining us, and then once the pandemic, once we came back from COVID, it was still me. And then Bobby Brandon was. I don't know if Bob. I haven't heard from Bobby, but I don't know if he's in the movement or not. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm out. They kicked me out pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that original thing didn't really last a whole lot, and then they kicked you out, and
Yeah.
now they're X is claiming it pretty much as his own, and he's trying to reign terror on the MAW roster.
Yeah.
So
Like, he's trying, but he's too busy running away from me. So we'll see.
yeah. Well, actually, I just thought about this now, but in the November show, it was the MAW title like tournament show.
Yeah.
He came out and I think he hit you with a chair, and the TV monitor was on you. How did that feel?
Ooh, that was not fun. It was not a fun time.
Hmm.
I just remember like I was all bruised up. It was bad. It was really bad. So
Hmm.
but it only gives me more motivation to like just get back at him, whenever I can.
Hmm. Yeah. I think after that happened, the officials or referees came out, and I think I was in the crowd like third row
Mhm.
back, and yeah, it was just like silent. Like the X, people were just shocked that X actually did that, and I mean he definitely got a good reaction out of
Yeah.
that. So good
Yeah.
reaction is no reaction
Exactly. Yeah.
in that moment.
Would have
So
been it would have been funny if I'm getting beat up and I'm getting monitors or chairs on me and everybody's just sitting on their hands like, okay, that's when they really don't give a crap about you.
mhm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
from what I heard, I think like people were hoping I would get better. So
Hmm. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, Drake Ann says that was spectacular. That definitely was. So yeah, it was interesting to see
neither
that show. And
either Drake really likes the monitors or chairs getting involved, or she just really likes me getting beat up. I don't know which.
yeah, yeah, they're like, oh, that's a good picture right there. Hmm.
You know what's funny? Every like whenever Jerry gets pictures of me, it's always me getting beat up. It's always me like getting like neither like I'm in pain or something, and I love it. I'm like, okay, that describes the problem. I'm always getting beat up.
Yeah, and you got to get better pictures of Paul getting beat up, man.
I'm just messing with you, Drake.
Yeah. Oh, we got a referee in the comments here. Sam Snell says, "What's up, Paul?"
What's going on, man?
Yeah, yeah. He made his MAW referee debut at the Do You
Yeah,
Smell What the Chef is
uh,
Cooking? So,
yeah, and it was in my match. Like he did pretty good. He did pretty good.
yeah. I was talking to him before the show, and yeah, it was a great guy. And he told me it was his debut. I'm like, wow, it's awesome. So, yeah. Somebody actually has brought that up now. Somebody who also made a debut. I mean, RJ Wilkins. He's also a MAW referee. He made his Fargo, North Dakota referee debut for Below Zero the night after that. So yeah.
And I think I am supposed to be wrestling for Below Zero sometimes in September.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Get me out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be up there up in that fall time during September. So that'd be really cool to see. Yeah. Oh, so what is? Yeah. So if a wrestler wants to try a new move, whether it's in training or in a match, what should they consider first before doing that new move?
I always tell people or guys or girls, never try anything, especially like on the indie scene. Don't try something you haven't done before because not only are you, increasing chances of hurting the other person you're working with, but like more importantly, you're hurting, yourself. So I always tell people like make sure you're comfortable and you're confident in yourself that I could do this move,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I think confidence is definitely key. And I think there
Because
was a.
you don't want to take a tombstone pile driver and you're like, oh, I never done this before, but like he'll be all right, and then you break his neck.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Breaking a neck, that's never a good thing too. So yeah. Over in the WWE, Mr. Big E Langston or Big E broke his
yeah, that
neck.
was scary. That was really scary.
Mm-hmm. And that was just like a belly to or over the belly to
Yeah,
belly suplex, and yeah, I didn't go through all the way in. That was
Right.
scary to watch. So yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Have you been? What have you thought about WWE recently? Are you liking it, or are you thinking it's
I try to
okay?
watch a bit of everything. I always tell people like what, like just because you're not on there, just watch. Try to like not keep up, but like try to watch everything, cause I try to watch everything. I'll like catch highlights on YouTube or whatnot, but
Mhm,
there's some good stuff in every company, and then there's like stuff that's not for me. That's for someone else. Some other audience.
mhm,
So I like
mhm,
every
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been pretty much the same thing. Just watching clips on YouTube, the
right.
WWE YouTube channel, just seeing what's going on, and something I thought was weird at the time, but it's kind of getting over with the fans, and it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. But the whole Ezekiel thing. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Oh, that's I instantly like I think the night after WrestleMania, instantly I was like, oh, I like this. I like this. And then I know everybody online were like crapping on it, and I that's one of the things I was like, give it a chance, give it like see where it goes week 1, week 2, week 3, then like okay, like this thing is crap or whatever. But no, I enjoy it. It's funny. If it's like a haha, and it's supposed to be a haha, then they did their job.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's been pretty interesting, and Ezekiel did the whole he's already done like a little documentary thing, like how he saw his older brother Elias.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's I know. I was watching one of the last. I think when So Fresh was on the show. And he was trying to do one of the things where he's wearing a wig, and that's not me. That's someone else.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he wore the blonde wig at that last show and trying to cover up his baldness.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Every show he finds a new way to get embarrassed. I don't know how.
Hmm. Yeah, you get shaved at Wilmer Mania and then has to eat dog food at the last
Yeah,
show. And yeah, I don't know where him and the bad role models can go from that now. I think those are two bad losses right there. So yeah,
uh,
yeah. He was actually in the chat last time with Nick Pride.
hmm.
Giving the little Nick Pride a hard time. So he's trying to make up for that loss somehow. So yeah, wow. Um, what was Oh yeah, so yeah, recently you posted that you're gonna make your, I believe it's a debut in Great Lakes
Yeah.
Championship Wrestling. What are your thoughts on that, and how did that come about?
I'm really excited about that. I had an opportunity, I believe, right before the pandemic to go work there, but like something happened where I couldn't make it, or either the show got canceled, something like that. I was supposed to, but like I'm glad that it's happening now.
Mm.
Um, that's through what's his name? That's through our MAW champion, the system. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He's on the card too. So
yeah,
yeah, still using a young picture of him, but yeah, it's a system. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I mean, Great Lakes, they've done a lot so far.
yeah,
They had that one show with like 100 former WWE guys. I'm like, that
right.
is huge. So yeah, that was in Wisconsin somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great show. Yeah, I saw pictures from that, and yeah. Um. Oh yeah,
I was like, no, I'm really excited to head down there. I think it's in June 4th.
June. Yeah, I believe it was. June 4th. Merrill, Wisconsin, Lincoln County Fairgrounds. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I think it'd be cool to see what you do down there, and yeah, I hope to see pictures from that. So yeah.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, North Dakota pro wrestler Bullet Bronson says, "What's up?" So yeah, yeah, he's also done the Below Zero wrestling stuff. So yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to shout out right here. I'm actually wearing that Paul Virk shirt right
And
now.
I like
Yeah,
that. Uh,
yeah. What are sales been like for the Paul Virk shirts?
honestly, I'm always like shocked because I'm like, like people dig the good guy Paul. Like that's always like, because I for the longest I was like, ain't nobody gonna cheer me, ain't nobody gonna, and it always like puts a smile on my face. I was like, wow. Even at the last show on Saturday, I was like, I remember talking to Brian about it. I was like,
Oh,
people like me? Like that's weird. And he's like, I don't know why you're shocked, but I'm like, it's still weird. It's still weird.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's been like a weird year for me, like especially with MAW, and like me, I'm like really grateful with all the opportunities they're giving me. Like, I mean, from last year's ladder match in Rochester, losing my innovation title, to like
Mm-hmm.
wrestling Too Cold, that was a great learning experience, and then working with Craven,
Mm-hmm.
at Mountain Stater, and then from there we went to teaming with Brian Idol and Tomo Leona at Stillwater. It's like they're giving me, I'm really grateful with the opportunities that MAW has been giving me. And now, like, all roads lead to the June 11th show.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, it's right. You were the longest reigning innovation champion. So
yeah, there for 2 years.
yeah,
Congrats.
2-year champion.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I saw it. I think that was around I think towards the end of that reign, I was or no, towards or after COVID, I was a no, it was I think it was before COVID that I saw you defended a few times, and I believe I think it was at that Neeson's bar where I bought a shirt
yeah,
previously. So yeah,
I did.
innovation
Yeah,
championship. Mm-hmm.
Nice as far as those shows were always fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope there's more shows over there. That was a good venue. So
Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, innovation champion. Uh, your one of your members or the members of the
yeah,
movement, Ying Mua is currently the champion.
right.
So
I don't think he's holding it for 2 years though. I'll
yeah.
make sure. I'll make sure he doesn't hold it for 2 years. I was kidding.
Mhm.
No, I like it. King's good. I like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been holding it for a while. Saw him defending against in that triple threat at Wilmer Mania and Jerry Ulricher. So yeah, we'll have to see how long he holds it for. So
Right.
yeah. Um, going a little way back. You graduated high school in 2015, and
Yes.
mhm. I graduated last year, so I thought it'd be cool to see what your high school experience was like.
Oh God. High school experience. I never. So you know how like everybody has like that crew where like, oh, this is the wrestling crew. I didn't have any wrestling crew where like, okay, I need these people. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, very weirdly, in elementary school, I had a lot of like like a paper we would end, and then like the next like morning on Monday, we would be in cafeteria and be like, "Did you watch Raw? Like, did you see Triple H beats Randy Orton?" Like, and they're like, "No, but Randy's my guy." But no, Triple H is awesome. I
Mhm.
didn't have that in high school. High school was a fun like very I don't do good with like crowds. Like even now, like I need like after a show, I need like a week to calm down and process because my anxiety gets really bad. And I
Mhm.
think that like high school is where it started, or school in general, like where it
Mhm.
started, where it's like crowds. I don't like them. I just like I like my own space. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, high school definitely a interesting place to be, and I mean, a grade school in general, 12, 13 years. It's
oof. I remember we were going back for Grand Slam at Tartan where I graduated.
oh,
And a week before the show, Brian sends me a picture of my high school. Like it's like a high school picture of me. And I was like, I don't know that person no more. That person does no. I don't know who that is. I don't know why you're sending it to me. So,
mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, unshaven Paul Virk.
You know what's funny? Since like I grew my beard like at a very early age, like around 15, I think, or 14 or 15. So I didn't like beard, like mustache or anything. So I would shave it in high school because I'm like, oh, it makes me feel like I'm 30. And then like after high school, I remember like once or twice where I shaved my face all clean, but like after that, it's always some type of beard on my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Do you have the same thing that the Rock had with that mustache looking old?
No, so I knew like every guy has that mustache, That's I think
Mm.
you got it going on right now. Uh
Yeah, I've been growing it now.
yeah, every like it's like the mustache, like the beard doesn't come. It's just that ugly mustache. I'm not calling your mustache ugly. I'm just saying every and I remember very early on I took a razor and I just shaved everything, and then like I believe a month later, a freaking full hair. I was like, whoa. And I remember couple of my cousins were like, "Don't do that because it's gonna grow faster," and I was like, "No."
Oh yeah.
So that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, towards I started growing a beard at middle of or January
Mhm.
1st and cut it just a number of weeks ago. I had the full beard. I'm like, I've never
Yeah.
had this. I'm like, this is weird. So, yeah, I grew out a beard. I mean, it took me a lot longer than it does for you.
No,
Yeah.
my I it will grow back in like 3 days.
Mm,
So I have to like right like before like like before a show, like 3 days before a show, I'll like because I know it's gonna grow back eventually.
mhm. Yeah, 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 man. You got to keep maintenance on that. So,
Yeah, I
mhm,
remember over the pandemic, I let it grow. I was like, I don't care because like ain't nobody looking at me, nobody's watching me,
mhm,
and I got tired of it within like after 4 months, and it's a whole work to like keep it maintained. So I
mhm.
like it at this rate. It's fixable.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had the full beard, and then eventually I cut this off because I saw an old Triple H 2005 look. I'm like, oh,
Yes,
you do that.
yeah.
So,
I really want to try that. The whole I think like Kenny
yeah.
Omega last year had it, and I was like, I think I could pull it off. I think I could do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
That's like a perfect bad guy like
Oh
beard.
yeah.
Like you want to come out like that in the instant, like oh look at his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It was definitely an interesting look since he had that the full beard for a number of years before, and yeah, interesting look, and decided to try it. So
Right.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
will get over. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
getting over.
You get over with the crowd.
if
Yeah.
it's my hair on my face, say less. I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh oh, we got Mr. Leonard Literacy in the chat. He says every time I see Paul Virk, I look up to him.
Seven
Hmm.
feet tall, bro. 7 feet tall. Or,
Yeah,
or maybe Leonard, you're shrinking. I don't know.
Leonard shrinking. Oh,
I'm just messing with you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you've had a number of matches with Leonard, and I feel like I've seen he's always done a great matches, and at that last event, he faced oh yeah, it was the debut of Crixus. He had
Mhm.
Bob Orton in his corner, and then Crixus had Bill Irwin the Goon in his corner. So that was awesome match too.
It's I always tell Leonard, I'm like, whenever we're back at Fairbout, or I don't know how you say it. Is it Fairbout or Fairbout? I
They're
always
both, yeah, I see
Fairbout.
very
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
I was like, every time we come back here, I'm like, Leonard's or John Cena. Like, they do not boo him. He can do no crime there. He can
Mm-hmm.
do no wrong there. They'll cheer him, whatever he does. So I was like, if I'm a bad guy, I want to wrestle Leonard at at that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was weird seeing him as a good guy because I believe the first time I saw him, it was in MIW. I saw him for the first time. He was a bad guy, and he faced Rampage Santana that night. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, he must be a bad guy. He likes to teach people about reading books. So,
I mean, how's that a bad guy? That's a good thing, right? You should read more books.
well, he's like forcing it. He's like, you gotta read books, man.
Like putting the book in his mouth, read it.
Read the book. Oh man, yeah, Leonard, an awesome wrestler, an awesome guy. So,
No, he's just a really good guy. I like Leonard.
hmm yeah. Heather says Paul Virk fire emoji. So we got Heather in the chat. Yeah,
On fire, bro. On fire.
he is on fire. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Paul Virk is the John Cena of MAW.
Ah, who said that? Who said that? I can't see the comment.
Leonard Literacy said it.
See, Leonard, you being too nice right now. Calm down.
Oh man. Yeah. Paul Virk versus John Cena. That would be interesting. Yeah. Oh, what else is going on? Okay. Um. Uh. Oh yeah. So, what should a wrestler do to get over if they transition from one character to another, or from being a face to a heel?
Um, as a character wise, I can't really speak on that because I haven't done it, and I'm still like I always say we're all still learning. We're all still, especially on the independent scene. But from my
Mm,
experience with, turning from heel to babyface, is you don't have to there's like a thing where like, you know, when you're a good guy, you feel like you need to lose some of that swaggerness or that
Mm.
like I remember when I was a bad guy, Brian would tell me like your mannerisms are really good or whatever. And then I wrestled as a baby face and he told me don't lose your mannerisms. That's what got you over. You know, that's what people know. So, because I thought like as a good guy, in my opinion, I was like I was just a robot. I remember watching the match back, and I'm like, why am I just a robot? No emotions. It's just because I'm a good guy, you know. Like so, I believe like recently last match on Saturday, I was doing what like you know a bad guy or bad guy Paul Virk would do. Just you know the mannerism, like or whenever I would hit the person or do anything, smile or you know like oh I did that or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say like don't stop doing what actually got you over as a heel.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like obviously you don't want to you know cheat to win. I'm not speaking like that. I'm speaking like your mannerism, your body language, and all that stuff.
Mm.
Like you know I'm not saying like okay like kick the guy low blow him and then
Oh, yeah.
keep everything. No, I'm just saying like just off your body language and facials.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, for some wrestlers, it is hard to transition from being a bad or good guy to a bad or
Yeah.
good guy, and it's just like,
I thought that was gonna be me. I was like, oh, and ain't nobody gonna cheer me. Like I was like, okay, like I was like 3 months from now, y'all gonna be turning me back to bad guy Paulberg. Trust me. I was like, I'll just tell the movement guys, like, just kidding, y'all take me back. Haha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're just messing with y'all. Well, gotcha.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Storyline of the year, right?
It was me. It was
Mm.
me all along.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm glad the way the things turned out, and it's really like at first it was I was struggling to like just not wrestle, but like coming up with like moves because I'm like this is all I don't do anything cool if you notice. Like when I wrestle, I just do like okay, like that makes sense. Okay, let's do that. You know, I don't do like okay, like 450 into a shooting star press. Like I don't do
Yeah.
like that. So I don't like to call myself the cool wrestler. I'm just Paul Virk.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think like it was you like you're like good job tonight. I'm like bro, I'm trying. I always
Yeah.
tell you I'm just trying
Mm-hmm.
the best I can. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I mean, that would be a scary 450 splash from a 7 foot guy. Yeah. Get a gush of wind from that. So, yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't have to do all the fancy moves as long as
right,
I mean, you're over in MAW. So that's an awesome thing just like that. And you're doing what you're doing.
yeah.
So, yeah. Um, Leonard Literacy says now, although Paul Virk does not have a good slap, or does have a good, sorry, oh no. Although Paul Virk does have a good slap, last time I felt it, I lost a week. Huh.
He lost a week. Damn, I slapped you into next week. All right, Leonard.
Mm-hmm. You must have some powerful slaps. So, yeah. Um. Oh, then we got DPW owner again. Eric says Paul Virk is John Cena.
I'm
They're
dead.
really comparing you to John Cena.
You're funny, Eric.
Yeah. And then Paul, he said Eric also says Paul is the biggest heel in DPW, but still over as F. I don't know if I should or not.
Wait, what do you say? What do you say? I can't see, so let's
uh
hear
Paul is the biggest heel in DPW, but still over as fuck.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people were cheering me at DPW. I don't think they think I'm a bad guy. They were telling Alex to give me what I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And at the end of the show, you were in your chair on the ramp challenging Sierra for the belt. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
That's one of the matches I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um. Heather says, say it, lol, haha." Huh. I think she's referring to the heel thing or the John Cena things. Yeah, yeah. Um. Oh yeah. So you've actually I should answer the questions quick. Leonard also says being bad is a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I always I'm a big Marvel guy.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite bad guys, like I've watched countless, like especially over the pandemic. I watched Infinity War like so many times, right? And I was like, in like Thanos. I believe everybody knows Thanos, right? I was like, damn, in his mind, he was whatever he was doing like, okay, I'm doing it for the greater good. So
Mm-hmm.
to him, he wasn't no bad guy, and I feel like those type of bad guys are the best type of bad guys that genuinely feel like what they're doing is right, and it's you people that are wrong. So something like really like I like I was like, okay, so if I'm, you know, if I'm ever like I'm in a storyline and I'm the heel, I'm genuinely gonna like, you know, something where whatever like my cause is,
Mm-hmm.
it's I feel like I'm in the right. So I don't know why y'all complaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think Thanos is probably the best example because I mean
Yeah,
he was doing it for a greater good, and
right.
he pretty much won at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They had to make a whole new movie to have his like to have the good guys come back. Like goddamn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Everyone, yeah. Even some people are like, why do you have to make a new movie? He won. He saved everyone."
Story though, that's the story. They kept us for a year, I believe, right? Endgame didn't come out until the following year,
Mhm.
and and I was like, okay, they killed Black Panther, goddamn. And then like they knew everybody loved Spider Man, so they killed Spider Man towards the end. Like the very last person to die was Spider Man, and I'm like, nah, they're not about to kill Peter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't
So,
feel really good.
really feel
I don't
this.
feel so good.
No,
Oh man.
I'm whenever I have nothing to watch, like I don't watch any sports. Like if you ask me about football, I have no idea. If you ask me about baseball, no idea, no clue, right? Like
Mm,
I'll like whenever people talk about sports, I'll pretend like I know what they're talking about. I'm like, yeah, like yeah, the Packers, yeah. All I know is like I believe the Green Bay Packers, so they're from Wisconsin. So if you say anything bad about the Packers, the crowd will
mm,
boo. And then if you say anything about the Vikings here, the crowd will boo you. You know, I think most times they're not. They're cheering because they hate their own team. I think.
mm,
But but like
mm,
I don't know anything about sports. So like I'm whenever like I have nothing to watch, I watch Marvel movies or
mm,
DC. I like DC too. I know
mm.
there's some guys. I know there's gonna be someone that's watching this like DC's better. Like it's not. Calm down. It's not.
It's not as realistic, and it doesn't
Yeah,
feel as like
they have better video games, but they don't got better movies.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Eric says, man, DPW is wild because every wrestler is a shade of gray. You almost don't really have heels and faces. So I think, yeah, I
I
think
mean, I'm not with the crowd. I'm with my cause. You know, I want the title match. So I could care less. If the crowd supports me, that's fine. But like, I could care less over there what they say. I just want my title match.
mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. Oh, Heather was referring to when she said say it." She meant she wanted me to actually say the F word. That's what she meant.
This is a TV 14 crowd, huh?
I mean, we're all adults. I mean,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I just typically like, should I? Or, I don't know.
I normally like avoid swearing in my promos. I don't like swearing in my promos because I'm like oh just to get that out of the crowd. I'm like no, you could say if I actually am pissed off, like yeah, like normally if you're mad about something, you will throw an S or an F word in there, but I'm like get them without saying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like whenever like there's a 21 plus show, and then they're like okay yeah go ahead you could swear, and like in the first match a guy swears 14 times, so like by the time like second match happens the crowd has heard every type of swear word
Oh,
there is, and like it lost its value. So I was like
yeah.
remember like one of the shows we used to do at Nissan's or Nissan's and Savage.
Yeah.
I think the first two shows it was like 21 plus, and like they were like, oh, you could swear and all that. And I remember the first match, it was like 15 F words and then like 5 B words. And I'm just in the back. I'm like, I'm match two and I'm not swearing. No, and like middle fingers and everywhere. I was like, okay.
Mm.
And that's just match one. We still have like 7 more matches.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 15 curse words in one match. That's a lot. Oh man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, Eric's saying now. Plus, every wrestler at DPW is free to write their own stuff. If wrestlers come to us with great ideas, we will let them tell their own stories. So,
Well, me, me being a wrestler for DPW, I totally agree. That's what the team there lets us do. You know, they're not very hands on with us. They would like to know, you know, and I think that's fair. They would like to know where we're going with this or whatever. But for the most part, they just let us do our own thing with the promos and with the matches, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, oh, oh yeah. So you've a few years ago you worked with the American Wrestling Federation AWF. That
Yeah.
was about 3 years ago. How did you enjoy your time there, or how was it over there?
Over there, it's a good vibe. I enjoyed my time there.
Mm.
I'm a TV star, bro. I was on AWF. What channel is it? 45. I've been on.
45
Yeah,
TV.
yeah. I've been there with. I think I had a match with Stonehenge that was on
Oh,
45. But no, I enjoyed my time at AWF. All of them, they're pretty good people.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've still yet to be at an AWF show, but I mean they
Mhm.
seem to be doing really good, and yeah,
Oh,
oh, that's where probably the most over thing over there is the program
oh,
Kyle and
yeah.
Stonehenge.
I love the whole thing they got going on over there. I always tell Kyle, I'm like, give me a shirt. I'm an unofficial member of the program.
Yeah, yeah. I got a shirt and a hat now.
There
So.
you go. There you go. I'm trying to
Mm,
get a hat. I'm trying to replace this with the program
mm,
hat.
the program, yeah. Time to get with the program. So.
I love Kyle, and I love everything he's doing over there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and you also can't forget Nick the Natural Nelson too. So
Yes, sir.
I believe he's the AWF champion right now. So yeah,
What, Nick is the AWF champion?
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So he's been doing pretty good over there. So yeah. Um. Literacy says Spider-Man is his favorite Marvel character, and Winter Soldier is my favorite bad guy. So
I mean, Winter Soldier, is he really a bad guy, though? Come on. Get
yeah,
with the program.
get with the program. He started out as a bad guy, but then kind of.
Yeah. I mean, like, once you know his story, is he really a bad guy?
I mean, yeah, that's true. He was mind controlled, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, you could say low key is both a good guy and a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when when he first showed up at the first ever Avengers movie, I was like, oh, they can't top this. And then they top it with Ultron. And then after that, I think after that was Civil War, right? And then Thanos showed up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of the whole phase for that one, like leading up to Infinity War, I loved how each movie synced with another. Like, you know, like it was like, okay, after this, like they're going into that. Like it was I love how Marvel, like nothing just happens for no reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Going back to those 21 plus shows, Drake Ann says if you have to drop F bombs to get over, you just suck.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Drake. See Drake out here speaking the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Heather says you could be a heel Paul Virk and I'll still cheer you.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. Um. You did one show or maybe multiple shows with the Canada Wrestling Elite (CWE).
Yes.
Uh, is there a possible interest to go back to that promotion or?
I would be down. Yeah. I went there twice. The first time I believe I was in a 6-man tag, and then the second time we did like a week tour. It was me, Dante Martin, and Damon Spriggle. We
Oh,
went there. We went there for a week, and then I think we did a week tour there, and then it was fun staying in Walmart parking lots. It was a good time. It was fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been keeping up with that and just seeing what they're doing, and I think Mental has been doing an awesome job over
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I had conversations with him when I was there, you know, working the shows. He's someone like he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's been
Yeah.
doing it for like way longer than I have. So like
Mm-hmm.
I remember like talking to him and picking his brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Always like whenever like I know like okay this person's been like doing it for this many, like I'm someone that will always like go up to you and like just pick your brain, whatever. Like if I'm doing something on the show, like hey, like I got this going on, how would you do it, or what kind of advice would you give me? I think like that's something like I wasn't like that in high school, so now I'm like that. Where like ask for advice or like bother people. In my opinion, that's me. Like I'm gonna bother him. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen him recently, but I believe when I started watching wrestling or indie wrestling, he was one of those first guys in
mhm.
steel domain wrestling. Saw him a
Yeah.
few times. I'm like, this is a cool guy. So yeah,
Hmm.
the zombie killers. So yeah, um, and yeah, I've been keeping up with that, and we've actually had the owner on here, Mr. Danny Duggan. He was
Hmm.
talking about that. So yeah, Danny's an awesome guy. Um, oh, we got Ken Reckinger in the chat. He says, "Hey, Jeryn. Hey, Ken. Hope you're enjoying it so far." So, yeah,
I don't go live, so like I always see people saying hi or hey. I'm like, what are you supposed to say to that? Like hi back?
yeah, yeah. I guess
Like
what's going on? Yeah, Ken, we need a question for Mr. Paul Virk.
right.
Yeah. Eric said this is a great interview. By the way, we appreciate that, Eric. So,
Thank you, Eric. I love Eric. He's a good person.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, back to literacy again. He says, every promotion should have Paul Virk. He is a stand tall up guy, great wrestler, and fantastic character.
Um, Thank you, Leonard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh,
I
Ken's thinking of
fun
a
with.
question. Yeah.
I'm really
Um.
sad though, because like as a good guy, I can't call myself the 7 feet tall, whatever. But
Mhm.
like as a heel, it would really like annoy people. It would really grind like their gears that like you're not 7 feet. You're not 7 feet. I'm like, it would that be like the one thing they would say. And I remember like
Mhm.
the day after the show, I would get messages like on my Facebook or Instagram. You're not 7 feet. I saw you live. You're not 7 feet. And I was like, okay, I got you. That's what I wanted.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. You get messages about that.
Yeah, like I have people like you're not 7 feet, or like they'll watch. It's so funny. People will watch like my matches on YouTube, and then like the announcer will say he's 7 feet tall, Paul or whatever. Hey, I was watching your matches. There's no way you could possibly realistically 7 feet tall, and I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's another way to get over it too, is just annoy him like that. So, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Speaking of the crowd thing again, what is your favorite thing to do to interact with the crowd?
As a bad guy, I feel like there's a commentary, like the commentators are talking over your match, and then there's you. Something I learned, I believe, during the pandemic. I think it was with Bailey. Like she used to just like she didn't have a crowd, right? They performed in a Thunderdome, so they would just like she would just yell at Michael Cole. Like she made Michael Cole her audience. So like everything she would do in the ring, she'd be like, "This is for you, Cole, or you're next." That's something I like as a heel. I would just pick out someone that looks funny in the crowd or funny looking or whatever, and then I would be like, "This is for you, you whatever your face is," and then I would do something, and then killer, and obviously as a baby face, you can't be like, "Hey, you, I'm doing this for you" or whatever. But as a heel, I really had fun with it, like interacting with the crowd. Like I felt like my whole like as a bad guy, I would interact with the crowd more. Like if someone would say something, I would want people to say something or chant something. That way, I could like not give them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I mean, anything you do is
yeah.
wait,
I
get
my
crowd.
overall goal, like whether it's a like a heel or a bad guy or a bad guy or a good guy is like because like the crowd's gonna see 7 or 8 matches, so they're not gonna remember each move you do, but like I want them to remember when they go home like one moment out of the match, like hey, did you see that or did you remember that?
Mhm.
Because like you go to a lot of shows, like how many moves in a match can you remember, right? Like not every.
Not
So
every.
one moment in the match where like, dude, did you remember when this guy went this or this guy said this? That was really funny. So like I always go for those type of moments where like, okay, they can take this, or even like the kids, like, okay, like
Oh.
daddy, did you see the pal Virk? He said he's 7 feet, like something like that.
Hmm.
So like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. On Instagram here we got Wayne McCarty on here. Just wanted to give a shout out to him. Awesome photos that he does as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Was Ken says Are you planning to wrestle for a long time?
That's a good question. I always told myself I just have fun with it. You know, wherever I want to wrestle or whatever. If I don't have fun with it, you won't see me wrestling. That's basically all to it.
Mhm.
I just have fun with it, and I honestly have a blast. But like the second I feel like, oh, it's not fun for me, or I'm going through the motions, and people don't, people that pay their ticket, they don't deserve to see me going through my motions. So, um, as long as I'm having fun with it, you'll see me. And like when you don't see me, you'll know, like, oh, he's not having fun with it, so he's out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope you continue to have fun with it
Yeah,
because I mean, it's awesome seeing you at the events and
yeah.
the crowd
I,
favorites. So, yeah,
super like mental health is something I'm like super, big on. So
right.
like, if
Yeah.
you're not mentally right, you shouldn't be doing this. So that's something like I'm a big like advocate for that. I was
Okay.
about to say avocado. I don't know why I was about to say avocado for that, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, something just to say in general. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, mental health is definitely an important thing to think about,
Yeah.
and wrestling
Especially,
that.
especially like in wrestling, like, I feel like wrestlers are supposed to be tough or whatever, there's a stigma where like, oh, like, you're not like there's nothing wrong with you or whatever, but
Mm,
it's always like I always tell like check on your people, check on, your friends, your family, or whatever.
mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 definitely, and yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what keeps you
Yeah.
doing what you want to do. So yeah. Uh, Literacy says a question for Paul Virk. What are your top five wrestlers you would like to wrestle on the indies and any wrestler?
I don't. Oh God, I don't do this, but like oh, that's Leonard. Look at you putting me on the spot. Here. Let's see. I'm really looking forward to JDX coming back home and working with him. I worked with him once at Pro Wrestling Battleground. I
Oh,
believe it was right before pandemic hit.
mm,
And I remember like we had the match and then we talked about it and we were like we could have had a better match than that. Like I remember we were like, and so like I would want to have that better match now. So like whenever he's coming back, I believe he's coming back with us in June, starting in June. So
okay.
like give me JDX. I want to be the first person to like welcome him back by glenning him right in the face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've always heard great things about him, and I've seen his matches on like YouTube and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I've never seen him in person yet, so
no,
I definitely gotta see him.
yeah, no. JD's a good person. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, he's also done some dark matches over
Yeah,
in AEW. So
yeah, that was awesome. I remember like seeing the graphic. I was like, "Whoa, JD!" Like, and I knew he would. He's someone like it's not like if it's like when he's about to go up there. He's about to, he's one of those guys.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um. Oh yeah, back to mental health. Ken says, as long as you have fun, then that is definitely a great thing.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, sir. I always tell people like it's like if you're good like mentally, you can do anything. But if you got something going on, and we all got something going on, it's not like oh like you're weak or this and that. I hate the whole like if you're a wrestler or if you're a guy or if you're a girl, it's like
Mm,
anyone can go through anything at any time. So I'm really big on that. Like if you're not feeling good or like if you're not, like if you feel like this is not for you, take a break. You don't have to quit. You can just take a break.
yeah, yeah.
I always like I always tell myself this, right? Like once a year I always go on trips. Like for a month I'm out. Like I go to India, I go to Australia or England. I just check out and that's like my mental break to myself. I always like that's one of my recommendations. Like whether if you can't do it for a month, do it for a week or two.
Hmm.
Like give
Yeah.
yourself everybody needs a little break from their regular lives, right? So
Hmm.
I would consider doing that like whether it's for a week or 2 weeks or a month.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with the good trips. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
But that post vacation depression is real.
Oh, yeah.
That hits. Like you're like, oh, I was having fun, and now I'm back at work.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got Chavo in the chat right here.
Hey, I love Chavo. Chavo, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, Chavo, awesome guy. I've talked to him a number of times, and his work is awesome. So.
Yeah. Not only is like Chavo like the best what he does, but he's genuinely like a good person. I love Chavo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was front row at that last show, and I just saw him like he's.
He's everywhere. Like he's the Flash of MAW. Like
Mm-hmm.
anyone like any company that needs a production gimmick or whatever, hit up Chavo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, his question is, what's your favorite in ring moment?
In ring moment. That is I want to say recently. I can't remember like all of them, but like recently, the match with Too Cold Scorpio, because he was really like he didn't have to give me as much as he did, and he didn't, he could have just like, all right, this, and we're done. But he gave me a lot, and he didn't have to. And then the moment we shared after the match, it was genuine. Where whatever he said to me, like I was like, wow, like I didn't expect that, and so that was one of my. It was I think it was Grand Slam last year, so
Yeah, yeah.
so looking forward to this year's Grand Slam. Always a fun time at Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Drake Ann says, long as JDX burn that NASA jacket.
If not him, then someone, a bad guy at MAW will definitely do. I'll let it through. I'll let him know this is what Drake wants, and please let it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
We want to make Drake happy, so that's one of the ways I found out that we can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then also what is Leonard Literacy says my favorite Paul Virk moment is him disappearing in front of Sager and him laying out AR and DPW. Yeah. Oh man. And then Drake Ann again says Chavo is amazing. Yeah, definitely. Literacy says hashtag Chavo as well. Chavo is an awesome guy and
Yes,
whatever
sir.
he does.
Let's get a Chavo chant going in the chat.
Get a Chavo. Yeah. Yeah, Chavo, he's awesome at what he does, and I hope he continues to do this for the Midwest. So.
And I think like his work says for it. Like if you watch older MAW matches, I know like this is not a dig to anybody, but if you watch older, production to now, it's damn light, like more polished, and it's more like it looks like every time I watch, like whenever like they put the show up on YouTube or wherever, it gives me like the old school like 93 Raw, like the intro and everything. And and if you notice, like he always like does something new in each show, like in the production behind it. Like it's something like different. Like I'm very much like that where I'll catch something. So like I always hit him up. Like I like the way you did this, or I think recently he started doing replays in matches, and I'm like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, replays. That's what the big leagues do as well, and it's always cool to see that. Yeah. And then if they sometimes they do slow motion to get that close action, they replay it. So yeah, it's definitely awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got one final question for you then. So yeah. So next show we were talking about it, June 11th, MAW, New Richmond, Wisconsin. It is yourself versus Rampage Santana versus the System. Are you gonna be prepared for that? And are you excited for an MAW title match?
Fun fact, that's my first ever MAW title match. I never had an MAW title match. And I'm excited. Three ways. I mean, I lost my innovation title in a three way, so I know how to lose a title. But this time I'm gaining a title, so I'm trying to win that title. And I know the system, the system and Rampage. Yeah, no, it's I'm excited to work with those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that should be an awesome match. Still have to figure out if I can go or not, but I think that should be an awesome match. Triple threat. I mean, all great guys, and we'll have to see what the system does. And we talked to his manager, videographer Johnny Oxbow a few days ago, and he says system's gonna prevail. So we'll have to see.
Bro, the amount of ass that guy kisses.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh, man. Yeah, Johnny's quite the character. So yeah,
That's not a character. That's him. That's him kissing
that's
ass.
it.
That's him
That's it.
kissing. And that's no character.
That's it. Oh man. And then we'll answer a couple final comments here.
Yeah.
Chavo says slow mo is coming. That'd be
Oh,
awesome to
now
see.
it better be on my entrance.
That better be on his
I
entrance.
called it. I called dibs on slow mo entrance.
Oh man.
Let me grow my.
Um,
So you could.
yeah. And then Leonard Literacy's phone is dying, so he says, "Bye all," and you are a real one, Drake Ann. So
Damn, Leonard, get a new phone. Your battery always dying.
get a new phone. Mm-hmm. And Heather says, "You the man too, Leonard. See ya." So yeah, yeah, definitely. And okay, but yeah, I think that's all I got right here. It's been a good hour 10 show. So yeah,
Sounds good.
it's been awesome having you on the show, and can't wait to see more of your MAW stuff, or maybe even Steel Domain. I know you've been doing that. So
Yes, sir. No, thank you for having me. This was fun. This was fun. Can't wait to be back. You know, I'm not one of those like one and done. You'll see me back here.
okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. We can't wait to see what Paul Virk does in the future. So, yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Oh, Chavo says shout out to Jeryn for all of his interviews. Thank you.
Hell yeah! Like the content that you be posting and pulling out there. Oh, like
Mm,
give yourself some credit because
mm,
like you know
yeah,
we need more people like you that go to like each of these shows, no matter what show you go
mm,
to, and you get the footages and like you know you post them. Like we need more people like you. So thank you for what you do.
yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'll definitely be there for more Paul Virk matches. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. All right, I'll let you go for the night, and
All
yeah,
right.
hope you have a nice night, Paul. So yeah, live is